Okay, in this video I'm going to show you all how to create a border on your paper before you start making your artwork. Putting a border on your paper and for any of your projects just really makes your art look a little bit more professional, and it will look better if you frame it afterwards. So you should have watched the ruler video where we went over all of our all the different marks on the ruler, okay? So for this, I will reference this just so that we know, but I'm going to use an actual ruler so that it will be a nice straight edge, okay? For our class, we will mostly always be doing 1/2 inch borders, okay? So you're going to become really familiar with this mark right here on the ruler, which is going to be right here, okay, on my ruler. So in order to create the border, now I have a kind of small piece of paper just for the purpose of this video, but your paper might be a little bit bigger than this, okay? So first thing I'm going to do is line up that first long mark with the edge of my paper. So I can already see now that my paper is 8 inches, okay? I'm going to mark at this 1/2 inch mark from the edge of the paper right here. I'm just going to draw one little mark with my pencil, okay? Now I'm going to do the same thing on every single side. So if I leave my ruler here, okay, I'm going to do the same thing on each side. So I'm going to turn my paper this way, okay, and go right there. Okay, it doesn't matter where you do this, but I like to do it near the edge just because that's where I'm going to draw the line. Okay, we're going to go here, and we're going to go here. Now, we are not done yet. I only have 4 marks on my paper, and that's not really going to help me make these lines straight. I don't want to connect this mark to this mark because obviously that's not going to be a straight line, okay? So we're going to do that 1/2 inch mark again, but the opposite way. So I did it at first on this side. Now I'm going to move my ruler to the other side, and I'm going to line up so that my 1/2 inch mark is now on this edge, and I'm going to mark that first long tick mark. Okay, now when I do this, you can kind of see that these lines, if I draw them straight, will make a little plus or an X mark. Okay, that's going to be the corner of the line that we're going to draw. So I'm going to do this on every single side. So I turned it this way. I already did this line, so I'm going to move my ruler over to the 1/2 inch mark, lining it up with the edge, and I'm going to draw a line here, okay? Then I can do that same little X if I want to, okay? I'm going to do the same thing here. So I did this side, bring it over, okay, boom, this way, and like that, okay? If this makes sense for you to do, you can do it this way. If you want to, you can leave the ruler in one spot, especially if you have a really even piece of paper. So this is 6 inches, okay, from the first tick mark all the way to that 6 inch mark. So I could just do 1/2 inch from each side. So I would go to this 1/2 inch mark here, and then I go from 6 and I go back to 5.5, if that makes any sense. Okay, now that I have my lines drawn, I can connect all of them, okay? Now when you connect them, it's important that where that X is, where those lines meet, is where you stop, okay? So when I line these up, I'm going to start, and this, I'm not using the ruler to measure at this point, so it makes it a little bit easier. So I'm just going to draw that line right to the edge, and it did not draw all the way. That's good enough. Okay, so I have one line drawn. Turn it the other way, line up my ruler, draw the line across, and I stop right where that X is. Okay, keep on going. The more you do this, the easier it gets. And you'll do it in like 5 seconds. All right, so there we go. I have a border on my paper. Now all I need to do is go around to the corners, and I just erase those original marks. That's why it's important to do this in pencil, no matter what medium you're using. Okay, and now I have a nice piece of paper that's going to look really nice and professional. All of these lines have been measured perfectly, so then I would do my art all inside this border. Okay.